Lucy, I tried something a little strange yesterday, and I actually want to tell you about it.
Now I'm curious. What did you do?
Okay, so a bit of backstory first. Last month, I had a video call with a client, and halfway through, I completely lost my words. I knew exactly what I wanted to say, but nothing came out smoothly.
Do you know this word, everyone? Smoothly. S-M-O-O-T-H-L-Y, meaning without stopping, without difficulty, easily flowing from one word to the next.
Exactly. My thoughts were smooth in my head, but my mouth just wasn't cooperating.
That happens to so many people, even in their own language sometimes.
True, but it really bothered me for days afterward. I kept replaying the call in my head.
Replaying, meaning thinking about it again and again.
Exactly that. So after a few days of feeling annoyed with myself, I decided I needed to actually do something about it, instead of just worrying.
That's a healthy way to respond, honestly.
That's when I saw a video that said you can improve your speaking in just 10 minutes a day. So I decided to try it for 1 week.
10 minutes? That sounds almost too short to matter.
That's what I thought too, honestly. But I figured, what's the harm in trying?
Fair enough. So what did you actually do for those 10 minutes?
The first day, I just talked to myself in the mirror, described my morning out loud in English.
Do you know this word, everyone? Describe. D-E-S-C-R-I-B-E. It means to explain what something is like using words.
Exactly. So I described my coffee, my kitchen, even the weather outside.
That sounds a little strange, but also kind of sweet.
It felt strange at first, I'll admit. Talking to a mirror isn't exactly natural.
Do you notice what you said just now? I described? Past simple, right? A finished action.
Right, because it already happened, yesterday morning specifically.
Exactly. Compare that to something like I usually talk to myself, which would be a habit, ongoing.
That's actually really helpful, hearing the difference like that.
How long did you actually last doing that? 10 minutes straight?
Honestly, no. I stopped after about 4 minutes because I ran out of things to describe in my own kitchen.
That's completely normal for a first try.
I sat down for a minute, thought of a few more topics, and then continued describing my plans for the day instead.
Smart adjustment. So you didn't give up, you just shifted the topic.
Exactly. By the end, I actually reached the full 10 minutes, just not in one continuous stretch.
That still counts, honestly. The goal is speaking, not perfection.
That's a good way to think about it. I was a little hard on myself at first for stopping.
Don't be. Even native speakers pause and restart constantly in real conversations.
So, day 1 was talking to the mirror. What about day 2? Day 2, I tried something a bit different. I recorded myself talking about my weekend plans, then listened back.
Oh, that's brave. Listening to your own voice is always a little uncomfortable.
It really is. I sounded nothing like I imagined in my head.
Everyone says that, honestly. I think it's universal.
Do you know this word? Universal? U-N-I-V-E-R-S-A-L. Meaning something true for everyone, everywhere, not just one person.
Exactly right. So how did day 2 feel, besides the awkwardness?
Actually useful. I noticed I kept saying a lot, more than I expected.
That's such a common habit, though. Even native speakers do that constantly.
That made me feel a little better, honestly.
Did you listen to the whole recording or just part of it?
The whole thing, actually, twice. The second time, I tried to notice one specific thing, just the pauses.
That's a smart way to review it, focusing on one specific detail at a time instead of everything together.
I thought so too. It felt less overwhelming than trying to fix everything together.
Do you know this word, everyone? Overwhelming. O-V-E-R-W-H-E-L-M-I-N-G, meaning something feels like too much at once, hard to manage.
Exactly that feeling. So breaking it into small pieces really helped.
What was day 3?
Day 3, I picked a random photo from my phone and described it out loud for 10 minutes. Just details, colors, what was happening in it.
That's a clever idea, actually. Forces you to find new words.
It really does. I ran out of easy words pretty fast and had to think harder.
Which photo did you pick?
One from a trip to the coast last year, just me and my sister on a beach.
That sounds like a nice memory to describe.
It was. I even surprised myself remembering small details, like the smell of the salt water.
Notice that I even surprised myself. Past simple again, one specific moment describing something that already happened.
Right, and if I said I usually surprise myself, that would suggest it happens often, like a pattern.
Exactly the shift. Good noticing.
There was also a small dog in the photo, running near the water, and I spent almost 2 minutes just describing that one dog.
2 minutes on a dog? That's dedication.
I know, but it was actually good practice because I had to think of words like splashing and chasing, words I don't use very often.
Do you know this word, everyone? Splashing. S-P-L-A-S-H-I-N-G. Water moving suddenly and messily, usually when something hits or moves through it.
Exactly. The dog was splashing through the shallow water, chasing a ball.
That's a lovely little scene, honestly.
It really was, and describing it out loud made the memory feel more vivid somehow.
Vivid, meaning clear and detailed, almost like you could see it again?
Exactly that. I'm starting to actually hear these differences now, which feels new.
That's honestly the whole point of practicing like this. So what happened on day 4?
Day 4 was harder. I tried having an imaginary conversation, both sides, like a small role play.
Both sides? That sounded intense for 10 minutes.
It was a lot, honestly. I pretended to order coffee, then pretended to be the barista, too.
Do you know this word, everyone? Barista. B-A-R-I-S-T-A. Someone who makes and serves coffee in a coffee shop.
Right, so I switched between customer and barista, back and forth.
That's a great way to practice both asking and answering.
It felt a little silly, but by the end, it actually flowed better than I expected.
Flowed, meaning it felt smooth?
Exactly. Smooth and natural, less stopping and thinking.
Did you try any other role plays that day or just the coffee shop one?
Actually, yes. I tried one more. I pretended to check into a hotel, both the guest and the receptionist.
Do you know this word, everyone? Receptionist. R-E-C-E-P-T-I-O-N-I-S-T. Someone who welcomes visitors and helps them at the front desk of a hotel or office.
Right, so I asked myself for a room, then answered as the receptionist, back and forth.
That's actually really practical. Those are real situations you might genuinely need someday.
That's exactly what I thought too. It felt more useful than just random topics.
Practicing real scenarios probably helps the words stick better, honestly.
I think so too. By the second role play, I was already more comfortable than the first one.
I love that. What about day 5?
Day 5, I just talked about my day so far, present tense, right in the moment. I am sitting here. I am drinking tea.
Present continuous, describing actions happening right now as you speak.
Right, different from talking about what already happened.
You're really picking these patterns up quickly.
I think saying it out loud helps more than just reading about it ever did.
That makes sense. Reading is passive. Speaking forces you to actually produce the language yourself.
Do you know this word, everyone? Passive, P-A-S-S-I-V-E, meaning not active, just receiving something without doing much yourself.
Exactly right. Reading, you just receive words. Speaking, you have to actually create them.
That's such a clear way to put it. It explains why day 5 felt harder than reading a whole book would have.
Harder, but probably more useful too in the long run.
Definitely more useful. I noticed my present continuous sentences got easier by the end of those 10 minutes, less thinking each time.
That's exactly how it's supposed to work. Repetition inside real use, not just memorizing a rule.
Exactly. So should I tell you about day 6?
Please do.
Day 6, I tried explaining a simple recipe out loud, step by step, like I was teaching someone.
What did you make?
Just eggs and toast, nothing fancy, but explaining each step in English was harder than I thought.
Because you had to think about sequence, right? First this, then that.
Exactly. First, I crack the eggs, then I heat the pan.
Present simple again for a general process, steps that always happen that way.
Right, not just one specific time, but the general way I make it.
You're doing really well noticing these differences now.
I actually am, and I think that surprises me a little.
Did you try describing any other recipes or just the eggs and toast?
I actually tried a second one later that evening, a simple pasta dish, the one I always make when I'm tired.
The one with just garlic and olive oil?
Exactly that one. First, I boil the water, then I add the pasta. After that, I heat the garlic and oil.
Do you know this phrase, everyone? After that. It's a small connecting phrase used to show the next step happens right after the previous one.
Right. It helps the steps feel connected instead of just separate sentences.
Small connecting words make such a big difference in how natural speech sounds.
I noticed that too, actually. Without them, it sounded a bit robotic.
So, was day 7 the last one?
It was. And honestly, day 7 felt the most different from day 1.
How so?
I didn't plan anything. I just started talking about whatever came to mind, no structure at all.
Free talking, basically.
Exactly that. And it felt so much easier than day 1 when I was standing awkwardly in front of the mirror.
That's such a nice improvement in just 1 week.
I was honestly surprised by how much changed in just 7 days.
I think that's the whole idea. Small daily effort adding up quietly.
I actually want to keep going past the 7 days.
You should. 10 minutes a day isn't much to ask, really.
It's really not. Less time than scrolling my phone most mornings.
Speaking of which, I actually tried something similar a while ago too.
Wait, really? You never told me that.
I did, for about a month actually. Different method though.
What did you do?
I used to describe my commute out loud while walking to work every single day.
Out loud in public?
Quietly, under my breath, don't worry, nobody noticed.
That's actually smart, using dead time you already have.
Do you know this phrase, everyone? Dead time? DEADTIME? Time that would otherwise be wasted doing nothing useful.
Right, like walking, waiting, commuting.
Exactly. I used mine for practice instead of just silence.
Did it actually help you?
It really did. I noticed my sentences got smoother, faster, less hesitant.
Hesitant, meaning unsure, pausing a lot.
Exactly right. Less pausing, more flow.
What did you actually talk about on your walk? Just describing things you saw?
Mostly, yes. I described the shops, the people, sometimes even imaginary conversations, like what I'd say if a stranger asked me for directions.
Did that actually happen? A stranger asking you something?
Once, actually, and because I'd practiced similar situations so many times, I answered without even thinking twice.
That's such a satisfying result, honestly. All that quiet practice, and then it just worked naturally when you needed it.
Exactly. I didn't even realize how much it had helped until that exact moment.
I love that we both ended up doing something similar without even planning it.
It's funny how that happens sometimes.
Okay, I think that's actually everything I wanted to share today.
Wait, actually, one more thing before we wrap up.
What is it?
I want to know, did you keep the recording from day 7, the free talking one?
I did, actually. I almost forgot about it.
Can you describe it just quickly? What did it sound like compared to day 1?
Actually, comparing them, day 7 sounded like a completely different person. Calmer, clearer, way less,
That's such a satisfying way to end this story, honestly.
It really is. I think I'll keep both recordings, actually, just to remember how much changed.
You should. It's proof, real proof, not just a feeling.
I like thinking about it that way. Honestly, if you'd told me on day 1 that a week later I'd feel this comfortable, I wouldn't have believed you.
That's the strange thing about small daily habits, though. The change is so slow day to day that you barely notice it happening.
Exactly. It's only when you compare the beginning and the end that it actually feels real.
Do you know this word, everyone? Gradual? Gradual. Happening slowly, little by little over time, instead of all at once.
That's exactly what this was. Gradual, quiet, easy to miss day to day.
I think that's a really lovely thought to end on, honestly.
Me too. I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing where week 2 takes me.
Before we go, we want to hear from you. If you tried speaking English out loud for just 10 minutes today, what would you talk about?
Maybe your morning, a photo, a recipe, anything really.
Write your idea in the comments. We would genuinely love to read them.
We really would. Every single one.
And if you actually try it, come back and tell us how day 1 felt, even if it's a little awkward like mine was.
Especially if it's awkward, honestly. That's usually where the real progress starts.
Thanks so much for spending this time with us today.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.